Yeah, so, obviously this is going to be an important witness for the government. We've all heard the adages. You can go on and on. If you sleep with dogs, you catch fleas and whatever. But many times we've used co-defendants and flipped them that testified to show the motive of another co-defendant. I've done it on a number of trials that I've had successfully. So prosecutors will certainly hope that that's going to be the case here. Otherwise, it could blow up in their face. So I'm sure that they are well aware of those facts.
So, Bob, tell me your thoughts about the fact he was 14 at the time, this defendant at the time this occurred, and charged as an adult because of the crime murder. But where do you stand on that? Because different people think even though they're 14, they shouldn't be charged as an adult. Your thoughts?
Okay, well, I've prosecuted many adults, juveniles that were waived up as adults, but I will say those were in cases that I found to be on the side where they were extremely provable, that there was no question about the intent or motive of the individual that was involved in it. If, as a prosecutor, I felt that there was some room for doubt as to whether or not this was an intentional act versus a reckless act, and kids had just got, out of control, although the consequences were really tremendous, I would tend not to waive the case up, especially at the age of 14. But if I was convinced, I was not one of those wallflowers that said, oh, if you're 14, your brain's not developed and so on and so forth. If it was clear to me factually that was your intention to do it, then they would be waived up and I would have no problem convicting them. I personally think that a lot of these juvenile crimes, as a matter of deterrence, are some of the most violent that we had in our community, at least, and needed to be reined in. So that's where I stand with this case. I don't know factually whether it has the strength or gravitas that would encourage me to waive it up as the prosecutor.
She was walking out with him to the dumpster and to throw out some garbage, and there they are. One of the guys there, the one right in front of her, is the one that they were actually after. I think with those facts and that visual, it's not difficult to transfer that motive, that intent, to her shooting.
Yeah, and I think I want to actually back away from a little bit of the opinion I just gave a second ago. When you throw in there the gang piece to this, and that's what the motivation to this was, maybe I would definitely take that. I just want to, kind of correct that as an aggravating factor here, as a deterrent factor. And here's exactly the point. Here's a completely innocent person who gets hurt in the middle of all of this. So that would tend to make me want to waive this up as an adult. But yes, I agree with you. These are facts that are going to be crucial for the jury's determination as to whether or not it's going to rise to that level of transferred intent on the first-degree intentional murder charge. That, to me, is what this case is all about. Is your jury going to, and by the way, I think when the jury hears, if they do hear, and I'm not really sure if they will, the gang piece of this, which I would think would come into it, that's going to be something that may push them into that first-degree range as well.